That's the perfect way to end this seminar. The question is, did the first seller get the arrow and the second one the land? What do you guys think? Did people pay too much? Did they get in too early? And do we have another side to this sort of crash coming down the pike?
Potentially, I think some of that's already happened. I don't think it's necessarily 2 years away. I think that's already been happening throughout Biscayne corridor. Yeah, I think there will be more. But the other thing right now is there is still demand largely from overseas buyers as well. I think it's less to do with the supply. Is there going to be demand to buy these units? Up until now, we've been heavily reliant on the Biscayne corridor or foreign investors. Will that last indefinitely? I mean, there's only a finite amount of foreign investors that are going to be buying in this area, in my opinion. When are we going to reach that threshold? But as long as they're still there, I think the supply is going to get snapped up.
I agree with Calum. I think the majority of these people who are under the water have already gone to foreclosure or short sale. It's cleansed itself somewhat. I think there would still be some, but I think there's a tremendous demand for value property, and some of the buildings, whether it's 50 Biscayne, Everglades, 900, Marquee, there's a market for it, and I think they will be snapped up at a pretty high rate as long as they're good deals. And I think we've gone through a lot of it already.
Jay, you want to come in?
Yeah, a lot of the units were purchased all cash, and a lot of the foreigners couldn't get financing to low leverage. So I think Argentinians and Venezuelans and so forth, it's safe haven. So for them, if they accomplish their goal, which is to get the money, with a Brickell address, I think you will see, like an earthquake, a series of aftershocks, where these things will fall out. It's just fatigue. The market's going to fatigue. A lot of these people thought they could flip it and everything, and they held on to it, and they're paying $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a year, and they say, I can't do it anymore. But nothing happened the way people thought. They thought it would be, Peter thought there'd be 20,000 vacant units. I remember him saying, change the story, and all of a sudden, no, I'm kidding. But we got, at the beginning when all the units were finished at one time and they wouldn't sell, it was going to be 30,000 units on the market. They all rented. They rented. All of a sudden, it's people, going out of Brickell right now 3 years ago. Calum, right? You'd see nobody. You'd walk out of your office at 8 o'clock at night. Now the strollers and joggers and,
And they charge a cover now to get some of the bars.
Charge a cover.
I think the consensus from the panel is that to the extent that is happening, it has happened, it's being absorbed by the rate of sales on the property. So, without further ado, I'd like to say good night and thank our panelists, Jay, and Mike, and Calum, for their participation. Please, a round of applause.